Alright, so today we're going to be checking out 2019 Atlanta. The first track we are checking out today is by Moto US. Yes, I was going to check out his Detroit, but I believe he uploaded that just right after I had finished recording, so we missed each other on that one, but not this time. He made sure he had his Atlanta up and ready to go early, so we're checking it out. I feel like Moto probably did it about as good or better than anybody else. Now, he had the ginormous triple here that regular players such as myself sometimes have trouble getting over, but for the most part, it wasn't that bad. It's like a third gear triple, I believe. So, yeah, his interpretation was pretty good. I mean, it was really spot on with the way the track map looks. And this section here was different than everybody else. Everybody else was using, I don't even remember, but it just, that section really fits the track map. So I believe Moto did it probably better there than anybody else. And then he had a really good finish line. It was spaced out so it wasn't really easy to overjump the finish line, and you didn't hit your head on the over-under there. A lot of these tracks that are coming up, it was really, really easy to hit your head on the over-under after the finish line. This section was really well done, but I had trouble trying to step off because it was spaced out really far and it was really big. For me, that was like the only tiny complaint I had, and maybe it works for you, Moto, maybe it works for everybody else, maybe I'm the only guy that can't get that, but if I had a small, tiny complaint, that was probably pretty much it. Otherwise, scaled really well, fits the way the game plays really well. In this section, that worked so well. It was great. He turned it around. It was really well done. So overall, this might have been, let me know in the comments, but might have been the best 2019 Atlanta replica today. So here's the second version of 2019 Atlanta that we're going to check out today. This track, the most annoying thing about this track is the sand roller before the bridge. It's just like, I don't like that. I really do not like that. But hey, it's their version of the games or the track, so it is what it is. Now here, this was different because I believe Moto had a tabletop there. Now the track map doesn't imply that it's going to be a table, but it doesn't mean it won't be. I mean, in Detroit, the split lane and the Dragon's Back were swapped out. They weren't like that. In the track map, they were the other way around, so they did change it for the race quite a bit actually. So we don't really know. It could very well be a table. I believe this is supposed to be a table too, so they didn't do that really right. And then the finish line was really small. It was really easy to overjump, even if you were to scrub it. It was really easy to overjump and then hit your head on that over-under. So I was saying how I appreciated how Moto spaced his out a little bit more so it wasn't easy, just the way he scaled it for the game, I guess. But they did a really good job on this track. I'm really happy with it. I think they did a pretty solid job here. These whoops were a little bit on the small side. I think there was supposed to be more maybe. But overall, not a bad job. And that's the interesting thing about today's tracks is yes, they're all based off of the same track map, but they all feel fairly different. Not like in the past, because I felt like Detroit, all those tracks felt very, very similar. So yeah, let's go check out our third version of 2019 Atlanta. Alright, so here we have the third version of 2019 Atlanta to check out. Now this track is actually a lot different from the rest of them because the scaling is a lot bigger than the rest of the tracks. It doesn't have for me it has a less realistic scaling to it than the rest of them did. This was probably my second favorite track, minus the fact that they had that really flat triple there. It was really, really weird, and I don't know if that was a pre-made one, but that triple just didn't work for me. But everything else on the track was really well done. Now, after that triple, they also didn't have the whoop section. They elected to do something different. I think if you look really close at the track map, it's still, for me, I believe it's going to be whoops, but it just, some of them looked kind of like they were offset, some bigger ones and smaller ones, so I don't know. Overall, I mean, he did have the track laid out really nice. Here it was a farther spread out finish line. You didn't hit your head on the over-under. It was a really, really fun track that was scaled big. You know, the scaling was a bit big, but that's it. And it was actually kind of tough. It was kind of hard to maintain your rhythm because it wasn't just send it everywhere. You had to have some decent throttle control because it was really easy to overjump or underjump. And again, I did not like that triple. I thought that was a really, really not good triple, but everything else was really fun. The least I would say the least realistic, but maybe the most fun. I still think Moto's track was more fun for me because it captured both. It was fun in the game and it was kind of realistic, but this was a lot of fun. I definitely encourage everyone to go check out this one if they want a small challenge. But let's check out the last version of 2019 Atlanta. Okay, so here we have the fourth and final version of 2019 Atlanta that we are going to check out today. And if I remember right, this track is very similar to the second one. I mean, we're going to go triple, step on and off, and then triple single, I believe. Now, that rhythm section was pretty sweet because there was several different ways you could go about it. I believe this was a pretty easy triple. Into about the right size whoop section. Head back down the straight. Now I'm trying to remember how this was. All right, we're gonna double, triple, triple, but I had trouble completely clearing out for that triple into the corner. So yeah, and then we have a long section of whoops. The step on, step off table into the finish line, and it was scaled pretty good. I mean, we came up a bit short there, but you're not really hitting your head on the over-under. Pretty decent scaling, so the track was pretty good. And I encourage you all, if you're on PlayStation, to go check out all these tracks. You saw the name of the creators, and then just type in the search, just type in Atlanta, and it brings up a whole bunch of them, and you can find these. So there you go. That is the fourth and final version of 2019 Atlanta. And I'm going to go against the tide here, and I'm going to pick Chase Sexton for the 250 and Cooper Webb for the 450. I really believe Chase Sexton has the speed to win a main event. He's just got to stop making these baby mistakes, man. He's got to clean it up, and I believe he's going to win it. So I'm going with Sexton and Webb for next weekend. So yeah, you guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. It really does mean a lot. And until the next video, take it easy.